What's up, guys? This is Tanko Pop. I'm gonna play some Session today. Session skate game. This is like a legit skate simulator, and it is incredibly hard at first, but then you can get the feel of it, and it is now like one of my favorite feeling skateboarding games of all time. Yeah, so this is just like an early access game that was released in 2019, September of 2019. Just kind of like in the beta phase, but it's really, really cool because it is like a legit simulator compared to, I don't know, even the more like arcade game versions of skateboarding games. Kind of like starting with all those Tony Hawk games, feel very arcadey and not really realistic. And then we kind of got those skate games, I think in starting like 2007, and everyone was like, wow, this actually like feels so much more real. But even with that, that's probably like, I don't know, feels like 50% arcade, 50% simulator, where this game feels like a real simulation. So I'm playing on the PC, but I have my PlayStation controller hooked up. And what's really different about this game is instead of using kind of like one joystick to move around and then one joystick to kind of look around, and then you're kind of using both for tricks, this is like your left joystick controls your left foot and your right joystick controls your right foot. And then to actually like turn back and forth like this, you're using each trigger, the right and left trigger. And so it just feels extremely odd. For the first, I don't know, probably hour of playing, you're like, you're just trying to get the feel for it, and it just seems so crazy that you would control it that way. But after that first hour is up, you're like, wow, this actually makes a whole lot of sense why it would be controlled this way, and it makes it feel a lot more real. So there are like really good things that this game does, and I think that's like flat ground tricks look really good and feel really good, and the way that you control them makes them difficult, but you can kind of get the hang of it just the more that you practice. The grinding in this game is also very hard, but it feels really good, and it also sounds really good. So let me try and find like a good grind for what to do. But you have to like get your trucks lined up perfectly in order to actually land the grind. So this might take me a few tries, and then you just kind of ragdoll down whenever you don't make it. There you go. Nose grind. To do more advanced grinds really takes a lot of like effort though, but when you get it just right, it feels amazing. Which I feel like is a pretty good like simulation of the real thing, because I don't know, these aren't like, these huge grind tricks aren't something that you can do every single try in real life, unless you're just like amazing. Things that this game does not do well, I would say, are like any sort of vert or like transition skating they haven't figured out. So you can't do any like stalls or anything like that. You can kind of like go up and like kind of reach the pinnacle of the transition and then come back down, but you can't really like go straight up and get like vert air. But overall, really enjoying this game. I think I got it for like $10 on a Steam sale, and I've probably put, I don't know, 5 hours or something into it. So I'd say that's, I've kind of got my money's worth. But I'll probably continue to pick this up whenever I want to just play something new. Has not like fully scratched the skate itch because you do kind of, there's 4 maps, and you kind of run out of new things to try and to explore after a while. But still a lot to do. There are some challenges that you can play. Daily challenges, weekly challenges, maybe monthly challenges, and some of those are actually like pretty fun and challenging. Actually, they're all challenging, and some of them are fun. Some of them are just like hell and impossible. But here I'm playing the kind of the main map that you start out in. It's like the biggest map, which is like a real recreation, it feels like, of a lot of New York spots. Like you probably see these banks here in tons of skate videos going back through the 90s. I think of what else is like realistic in this map. I mean, maybe it's all realistic to me, and I just I've never seen it, but I kind of doubt it. But you kind of get some variety in this map, and it's pretty expansive. It'll take a few hours to really get the hang of, and like kind of get the geography figured out. And then I'll do some later videos on the other maps, which are a lot smaller, but really, really cool. Oh no. Yeah, you gotta line these grinds up perfectly. Oops, I guess I'm going switch. No. Yeah, you can really like slide out of grinds super easy too. So that's something you have to be aware of. Oh, okay, I'll take that. It's kind of cool. Don't think you could wall ride, but you can do a lot of stuff in this game. It's really cool. I have pretty high hopes for like the actual release. So I think this was made by Creature Studios, which I'm not like familiar with. I read that they come from Montreal, and I think they had a Kickstarter for this game. It started in 2017, and I'm not surprised that they were able to get some funding through that Kickstarter, because we've been in such dire need of a good skate game, especially like a skate simulator like this, which just feels awesome. It's a pretty good soundtrack to this game too. A lot of variety. Definitely doesn't have that feel completely that games like Skate and Tony Hawk had with their like punk, kind of typical punk and rap. This is kind of like a little bit of everything, a little bit of hardcore, still punk, rap, but then you also get nice lo-fi stuff like this, which I feel like is kind of a nice surprise whenever you're in these games and you just want to mellow out and play and skate around and not really do anything specific, rather than just hearing some like really hard punk song blaring in your ears. But that's kind of a personal preference. I'm sure there's a lot of people who definitely prefer hardcore punk to lo-fi beats like myself. Get some stair tricks down. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of variety in just in the landscape. You have all kinds of different obstacles just on this map. This kind of street map. There are 2 maps that are like park maps, which are really cool, but it's nice that they have oh, it's trying to do a cool line. Oh, nice. Alright, let's get this line in. Let's do nollie heel. Boom. Next stair. Let's do ooh, not quite. Let's get a 360 down this. We'll go down to the next one. Nollie heel. Not quite. And front side. Let's make that clean. Get this nollie heel. Nice. Oh gosh. Yeah, sometimes I get a little messed up with the reverts, but nice. Nice. That was a cool line. It's a really cool gap right here. 360 over. There's a few tricks that took me a really long time to figure out. I mean, they have like a trick list and everything, but some of them just feel so weird to do. I think tail slide was one of them. Now it feels super simple, but at the time I was like, how on earth do I do this? Oh. Nice. Let's get something on this. Oh! I don't know how that works with physics, but nice. Alright guys, that's gonna be it. I'll plan to explore these other maps on the next video, but this is Tanko Pop signing out.